Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, September 22nd of 2024. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives that create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. Now let's just take a moment and feel your place in this huge, vast universe that we live in, right? We think that this planet is all of existence, and even more so, our own little bubble that we live in is all of existence. And to some extent, it is because we live in this holographic experience of the world. But when you think about from the cosmic level, where you are on this planet and how this existence on this planet is so influenced by the larger forces of the cosmos. It's just, it's awe-inspiring, and it's a beautiful reminder to just how, what our place is on the earth and in the universe, and how, on one level, just how small we are, on another level, how huge we are, and how we're so integrated into this, it's just something so much bigger, so much bigger. So today, being Fall Equinox, our beloved friend and incredible healer, Ruha Cathy Delwiche, is going to take us on a Reiki journey called A Return to Balance. And this being the day of the balance of night and day, is a beautiful time to do that introspection and reflection. And she's going to take us on a beautiful guided journey to do some clearing. And I'll just say up front, the chakra system, she's going to help us to clear our chakras and balance our chakras so that we can really experience that balance that is so prevalent in our cosmos right now. We can experience it in our bodies, and our bodies being the microcosm of the macrocosm. What a beautiful thing. So I'm going to say welcome, Kathy. And before you begin, I want to just bring us into our circle and just bring us into our connection with each other. So first, welcome, Kathy, and thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure as always.
Awesome. It's pleasure is mine. I love these journeys that you take us on. They're so powerful for me. They really are, which is why I'm so appreciative that you join us on a quarterly basis now, that to take us on a new journey each time. And even if we do the same journey, it's still a new journey because it's an incredible experience. So let's go ahead and come into our circle. Let's come into our circle sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. And let's bring everything to face toward the center of the circle, and let's together call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you, we ask you to send your essence of your pure divine light. Just imagine, perceive this pure light streaming into the circle right in front of you. And this light is also within you. Let's take this opportunity to really bring everything into alignment, facing this light. Your eyes facing this light, your ears, your nose, your mouth, your throat center, your heart center, your hara, your belly space, your hips, everything facing into this light. And as this light is so pure and radiant and cleansing and purifying and illuminating, just receive it into your whole body. And as you inhale, draw that light into the core of your body and let it come through your pores, through your tissues, through your fluids, through your organs, just infusing this light into all of you and into your bones and all the way into the core of your body. As you can upright your spine, elongate your spine, and feel that vertical core of light that runs through the top of your head, all the way through the center of your body, halfway front to back, halfway side to side. And just draw all the parts of yourself into this light at your core. Inhale it in, and as you exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, land into your hips, anchor into your center of gravity, and lean back into this pillar of light and just receive, receive, receive. This is where the outer light meets the inner light, and there is only one light. From here we call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you to send your essence of your unconditional love, and just feel this stream of unconditional love like a gentle waterfall pouring through your heart center, cleansing, clearing, feeding, nourishing your heart, and let it flow through your heart center. Use your heart center like a breathing portal and breathe it in through your heart center. And again, as you exhale, land into your pelvic bowl, lean into this vertical core of light, and receive this unconditional love pouring into every cell of every fiber of your body. And receive, be like the sponge that receives it into every cell until you are completely saturated and dripping and satiated with unconditional love. And again, we call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your eternal compassion. And this compassion is the ocean of living consciousness that fills the entire womb of our creation. So again, as you inhale in this light and love and compassion into your vertical core, exhale, drop down into your pelvic bowl. Lean into this pillar of light, receive this unconditional love, and let your entire being rest into this ocean of compassion. Feel yourself held, loved, nurtured, accepted completely and totally as you are. All right, and with that, I will turn it over to you, Miss Cathy Ruha. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's really nice to be here with you. And as Deborah was sharing, it is today is the fall equinox for those of us here in the northern hemisphere, and this is the time of balance between the light and the dark. And we sometimes think of balance as being static, but it's very fluid. So in each moment, your sense of balance will shift based upon the awarenesses and your external situation as well as your internal. So this idea of being in balance, of bringing ourselves back into this place of being in balance, it's in the moment. And by continually bringing ourselves back to this center place, of this place of balance, then our cells begin to remember what it feels like to be here. And so that becomes the normal state instead of that scattered, frantic energy that we sometimes experience. By focusing on the balance, and retraining our bodies and our energy bodies. And that's what we're doing with the chakras today, is we're just going to kind of go in there and feel into each of the chakras and look to see what is out of balance in this particular moment, and seeing how we might, if we're ready to release whatever that might be from that particular chakra. Sometimes we don't want to release it. Maybe there's still something else that we want to learn from that experience. And so we'll just make note that, it would be really nice if I would let go of my fear around whatever the situation might be. But maybe that fear is providing you support at this particular time. So just because you run up against something that you think you want to release, always look at those things too, to see if you really are ready to release them, and then we'll release them into the lights where they can be healed and heard, and then return to the source. So as we go through each of the chakras, I'll be using some key phrases, and that might help you decide for yourself. We are going to have some time in the silence, and so you'll be able to, if you happen to be one who likes to do automatic writing or journaling, this is a good time to capture your thoughts. It's not for everyone. If it's not your thing to do journaling or automatic writing, just sit quietly in that space. It's usually only going to last like a minute or two, and I'll tell you how long we're going to be there so you don't think I've disappeared on you. And I think that's pretty much it. But we will go through each of the chakras, and then we'll do a full integration, and we will be going to the river of life like we've done many times before, and so we will be stepping into the water. And so I just wanted to let you know that if you have any concerns, it's totally safe. Some people don't feel comfortable getting in water. I'm one of those people that had some drowning experience, and so it's really hard for me to get my head in water. So but this is fully safe. If there's any fears that come up for you, just if the water doesn't work for you, just stay on the bank, and you'll still experience the same effect. But if you're able to step into that water and fully immerse and allow the water to flow over you as part of the cleansing, that would be great. So this is return to balance. So just close your eyes and just take some deep breaths, and just really connect in with that breath. Just allow your body to expand and contract with each breath. Just breathing in fully, feeling the lungs expand, feeling the abdomen expand, feeling all of your body expanding as it receives that nurturing energy that comes in on our breath, and then just release it back out, clearing out all of the stale air, the stale thoughts, the stale beliefs, just letting them go as we just breathe in and out. And now just place your hands in prayer position. 2 hands coming together as one right here in front of our heart. And just focus on that space between your palms. And just feel it pulsing. And in your mind's eye, just imagine a radiant ball of white light descending from the highest heaven, from the highest level of consciousness, allowing this radiant ball of white light to come down, and it stops right in front of your palms and your hands here in prayer position. And then that white light moves into the palms right in your hands, and you can feel that light. You can feel that warmth. You can feel the pulsing of that radiant white light, that holy fire Reiki light. And now that light moves into your heart center, and you can feel that radiant white light, that holy fire Reiki, as it moves into your heart center and spreads throughout your entire body. And the light of Reiki is surrounding you. And as you breathe in that light, that frequency of Reiki, it just starts to fill you up. And each time you breathe out, you just let go of anything that's ready to be let go of. Just releasing it into the light where it'll be heard and healed and transmuted. Just let go of the busyness of your day. Anything that you were doing before you came, anything that needs to be done once you leave, just set it to one side. And just bring your energy and intention and focus into this moment in time. Right here, right now, this moment in time. And as you breathe, you connect in with the cycles of the earth. The breath is a cycle. just as the earth has her cycles, and the four winds connecting in with the trees and the plants, the cycles of the trees and the seasons as they breathe. And we connect in with the cycle of the sun. We connect in with the cycle of the moon and of the stars and of the planets. And we stand in gratitude for the full moon shining its brilliant light and full abundance of herself as she contributes to the cycles of the earth, the cycles of the tides, the cycle of women. And as the earth and the moon and the sun move through their cycles, they are in balance. And you realize that there are many cycles in balance with themselves and with each other. And so you continue to breathe in as you connect in with the earth and the moon and the sun. And you are part of these cycles. You are part of the earth. We are made of the earth. And we call in the power of Reiki, and we call in the Reiki energies. We call in the power of the divine heart, and it is activated within you and all around you. And we call in the power of the divine mind, and it is activated within you and all around you. And we call in the bridge of light, of love, and the power of love. The power of love, love. It is at the core of your being. It is within you and all around you. And now just place your hands comfortably on your body. And if you are attuned to Reiki, just start giving yourself Reiki now. And any symbols that you might have been attuned to, just feel free to activate them within yourself right now. Activate your own Reiki as I activate the Reiki around you and for you and through you. And just breathe in the qualities within the Reiki energy. And now we call in the enlightened ones, those enlightened, illumined beings, the brothers and the sisters of light. We call in the divine animal kingdom and the plant nations. We call in the tree of life. We call in the angelic ones and any other enlightened guides and allies that may be there for you. Call in your spiritual team. Call in your beautiful ones. And they are standing in a circle around you, shining their light into your light. And you see that your light is the same as theirs. You are a divine being having a human experience, and your humanness is also divine. It's all right here at the core of your being. And we say thank you to the illumined ones that are here. We say thank you to our guides and teachers for joining us. We say thank you to the ancestors and the teachers who have brought us these ways that have been carried down through generations, connecting in with the beauty that the ancestors hold for us. And we say thank you to our descendants. May we empower them, and may they be empowered with their authentic selves, and may they be empowered with the love as it is carried forward. And so now, with the Reiki activated all around you and within you, imagine just a beautiful day. It is bright and sunny, and peace surrounds you and fills you with every breath. And you're just walking along a path, and the birds are singing and the insects are quietly humming. And up ahead you see a bridge, but it is no ordinary bridge. It is the bridge of light, and it is beautiful and full of light and color and prisms and sparkles. You can hear the angels singing, and there are illumined ones standing on the bridge inviting you to cross over with them. And so you decide that you will cross over the bridge. And you step onto the bridge and begin to cross over. And you see underneath there's a beautiful river flowing underneath. As you look into the river, the light and the sparkles of the water reflect into your eyes. And the beauty of the colors of the prisms fill you. They fill every breath. And as you continue to cross over the bridge, and you step off onto the other side into the most extraordinary place, all there is love. And the beauty fills you with awe. And the songs and the sounds of creation are here and are filling your body with awe. All there is love here. Here in the third heaven, this third level of consciousness, the enlightened realms. So you see a path leading along the river, and you decide to follow it. The breeze is blowing through the trees, and you can feel it. You can smell the sweet fragrance of the earth in the air. And you come to a place at the river where the water slows, and there's an inviting pool. So you decide to step into the pool, and the water is warm and cool all at the same time. And there is a bench for you to sit on. And so you sit down and you feel the water, the warm water flowing all around you. The water is flowing over your shoulders, and the sparkle and the prisms of light are here, and they are filling you. And here in the river of life, you are very still within yourself, and the colors inside you start to light up, and each of your chakras becomes awake. And you feel into the red and the orange and the yellow, the green, the blue, the indigo and the violet. And as you touch into each of the centers, as you step into the red, as you just hold that red in your mind for a moment, right there at the base of your spine. Perhaps you see a square. Perhaps you smell an incense. Maybe you hear cinnamon or smell the cinnamon. Perhaps it's a sound you hear. Long. And then you look to the orange and you smell roses. You see a triangle. You hear the sound, Vam. And in the yellow, the fire, you smell the ginger. You see the circle. You hear the vibration, Ram. And into the green, the air, You see an equilateral cross. You smell chamomile and you hear the vibration. Yum. And the blue. You smell the frankincense. You see the chalice. You hear the vibration. Hum. And into the indigo, smelling the lavender, seeing the six-pointed star, and hearing the vibration. Shum. And the violet, the jasmine is so strong. The lotus blossom appears, and the vibration of Om. And as each of your chakras is awake and alive, you realize here that you can start to hear your perspectives. You can hear your thoughts and your feelings here in the river of life and in the rhythms and cycles of the earth. You listen to your lower chakras, your root and your sacral, the red and the orange, and we bring in just a little of the yellow from the solar plexus. This is your human guidance. Here in these lower chakras, the red and the orange and a little bit of the yellow, we listen to our human guidance. And as we listen, we ask, what does it have to say? What do our chakras, these lower chakras, our human guidance, what do they have to say about balance? What do they have to say about balance in your life, in your relationships, in your health or your work, or any of those practicalities of your daily life? In these chakras, what do these colors have to say about balance for you in these areas? What are you ready to let go of in these areas? And the light shines down upon you, the light shining from the highest heavens, and the light sparkling off the water. And as you sit and listen into the red, what might you want to let go of? The restlessness, the materialism, the heaviness, the monotony. What would you like to let go of from this center? And as you look into the orange, what would you might like to let go of? Are you fearful of pleasure? Are you emotionally numb? Do you have obsessive attachments? What would you like to let go of here? And in that yellow, that little bit of yellow that we're bringing in, that fearfulness, that controlling, scattered energy, what would you like to let go of? And if you feel called to, you can take pen and paper and write it down. And as you think about these centers, are there any culturally created beliefs that need to be let go of? Anything in this life, past lives, Anything in your ancestral history that is ready to be let go of. So as you look into these centers, the red and the orange and a little of the yellow, here in your human guidance, what are you ready to let go of? So take pen to paper and write it down, and we will be in the silence for about a minute. And when you are ready, just simply let them go into the water. All of these things that you are willing to release, just let them go into the water where they will be carried into the light and healed for you. There's nothing that you have to do but release them, releasing them into the light where they can be heard and healed and return to the one. And now we listen. What do you want to bring in? And so cup your hands in the waters and take a long drink as it spills down and fills you as this water of the river of life fills the red and the orange and the yellow with sparkling light, with divine energy. What do you want to bring in? What do you need to bring in your human guidance, in your human life for balance? As you look into the red, do you want to bring in stability, grounding, physical health, prosperity, trust? Within the orange, do you wish to bring in pleasure, healthy emotions, healthy sexuality, emotional balance, fluidity, and that little bit of yellow coming in, your self-esteem, your strength of will, your purpose? What do you want to bring in? What do you need to bring into your human guidance, into your human life for balance? So take this time and listen deeply into those areas of your body and your spirit and your soul, and write them down. And we'll be in the silence for about a minute. And now we move higher in your chakras and these colors. We move into the solar plexus, the yellow, that little bit of yellow that is part of your inner guidance. And we move into the green, into your heart and your heart space, the heart chakra, and the blue in your throat, the voice and your inner truth and authentic message. You breathe in deeply these colors and drop into these colors. And you ask yourself as you're in the yellow, what do I want? What do I want to let go of here in the yellow? That fearfulness, passivity, anything that has to do with that constant activity, that dominating, the controlling. And as we look into our heart center, into the green, what do we want to let go of? Is there any bitterness? Is there any lack of empathy? Are we lonely? Are we jealous? Are we possessive? Are we codependent? Do we have poor boundaries? What to let go of here within the heart? And as we look into the blue, into our throat center, what can we let go of? Do we have a fear of speaking? Or are we excessively talking? Do we have the inability to listen? What can we let go of here? And so the light shines down upon you, and you start to let go of what's ready to be let go of, that wants to be let go of. Any block, any self-limiting beliefs, any limitations placed upon you in this lifetime or others, any culturally created beliefs. What are you ready to let go of here in your heart and your throat and your solar plexus? Anything that is in imbalance here, just take this time and write it down. And we'll be in the silence for about 1 minute. And you send what you're ready to let go of into the waters. And they are so deeply listened to and honored. And the water, here in the river of life, the water carries them into the light, where they are healed and heard and transmuted for you. There is nothing that you need to do. It is done for you here in the river of life. And so now you cup your hands in the water and you take a long drink. And you can feel it splashing down into the colors and into these places within you. This deep place of listening to yourself, listening to your inner guidance, to the yellow and the green and the blue, listening to your heart. What does authentic balance mean to you here? What would you like to bring in to these places as you look into the yellow, bringing in vitality, spontaneity, strength of will, purpose, self-esteem, and in the heart, in that beautiful green there in the heart center, balance and compassion, self-acceptance, good relationships, and into the throat, that center of self-expression and clear communication, creativity, the ability to speak and to be heard, our creative identity. What would you like to bring into these places? But just take this time to write it down, and we'll be in the silence for about a minute. So your yellow and your green and your blue are full in their brightness, and you hear you in these places full of sparkle and empowerment, alive and full of vitality. And we move higher now into the indigo in the third eye and the violet at the crown, and beyond into your divine guidance. And what are you ready to let go of here in these beautiful colors and these beautiful places of your divine guidance? Any spiritual blocks or thought forms that are ready to be let go of? Anything else in these places? Anything from this lifetime, past lifetimes? Anything in your ancestral lineage? As you look into the indigo there at the third eye, would you like to let go of the headaches or the nightmares, the hallucinations, the delusions, the difficulties concentrating, poor memory, denial? And as you look in to the violet, what would you like to let go of? Any confusion, the disassociation, limiting beliefs, spiritual skepticism, apathy, learning difficulties. What would you like to let go of? So just take this time and write them down. Anything that you are ready to let go of that has led to imbalances in your spiritual self, that have created imbalance in your spiritual guidance, or any fear or culturally created beliefs. So just take pen to paper and write them down, and we will be in the silence for about a minute. and you have listened, and you are ready to send what you are ready to release into the waters, where they will be lifted into the light and let go of for you. The light will heal and transmute them, allowing them, just release them. You don't need them anymore. And now cup your hands in the water and take a long drink. And this time, pour some of that water over the top of your head. Just allow that liquid water, that river of life, just allow it to flow down through the chakras and over your head as it travels to those other chakras of divine guidance and empowers them and brightens them. And as you sit here in the river of life, focusing on these upper chakras, the indigo and the violet, what do you want to bring in? What do you need to balance your spiritual guidance, your divine guidance? What does balance mean to you here in this place? As you look into the indigo and see, is it clearing your ability to see? You're bringing in accurate interpretations, having a clear imagination. And here in this indigo, the third eye, opening your psychic perceptions, your self-reflection, your intuition, your imagination. And in the crown, the violet, the awareness, the self-knowledge, the wisdom, the consciousness, the spiritual connection, your universal identity, bringing these in. What do you want to bring in to create balance in your spiritual guidance and your divine guidance? So just take this time and write it down. And we'll be in the silence for about a minute. And now with your colors empowered and moving, your life force energy and all those places of you in balance, the colors are vibrant. And you say thank you to the river of life. You take a big, deep breath. You can hear you in the stillness, in the balance, and what that authentically means to you in all parts of you, in all parts of your life, as you listen to your human guidance, as you listen to your inner guidance and your spiritual guidance. And as you continue to rest in the warm waters of the river of life, just scan your body right now to see if there are any cords or attachments that you're ready to release. Just releasing Anything left that you're wanting to let go of as you're still here in the river of life, just release it now and just allow the light to be the source of the healing, completely and fully healing all cords, attachment, thought forms, limiting beliefs. And it is time to start back now. And so you step out of the river and you are completely dry. And you walk along the pathway back to the bridge. And you step onto the bridge and you say goodbye to the illumined ones. And you thank the illumined ones and all of the guides and teachers. You thank the angels, the archangels, the tree of life, the brothers and sisters of the light. You thank them as you head back over here, as you cross over the bridge, back to this first level of consciousness, the level of the physical realm. And as you step off of the bridge, you bring your energy and close it around you. Your auric field is full of light and color, and the Reiki light is all around you. And here in the first heaven, you listen to all of your chakras, all of those perspectives. You listen to what authentic balance means to you, and it is good. And we say thank you to the illumined ones that were here joining us. We say thank you to Reiki for always being an anchor and a guiding light. We say thank you to each other. Our circle is always divinely ordered, and we were meant to be here today. And look inside and say thank you to you. Put your hands on your heart space and say thank you to you. You are a beautiful soul, a beautiful light here in this world. And we are so very grateful for you. And we say thank you to the ancestors. And we say thank you to our descendants. We are so very grateful. Thank you. And so it is. And when you are ready, you can come fully back into your body and back into the room. Open your eyes. And rejoin the day. How was that for you?
For me, it was wonderful, wonderful, full of insight as always. And I took a lot of great notes. And very, oh, I feel really good. I feel cleared and some more stuff still clearing. And just, really feel like I maybe even want to sit with this more and just let all of these balances merge and harmonize with each other and integrate with each other so that there's a real I feel just a real solidity, and yet at the same time of like a freedom, a flow in my body. So I thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
I can't wait to hear what other people have to say about their experience. So if you're ready, Kathy, is there anything else for you before I wrap this up and we can go into the experience? I mean, into the sharing?
No, that's it.
Yeah,
Just
we're in the
stay
experience.
open. Yeah, just stay open to the movement that is going on. Allow it to fully saturate in to all of the cells and the memory, and just really touch into that sense of balance that we can have, and just being aware that as the chakras are in balance, then we're able to have clearer access to our own guidance, and know that when guidance comes in, if those chakras are balanced, or at least being listened to, that's the important thing, is listening to them, and being aware of what is needed to clear the energy body, or what needs to be brought in to manage that sense of balance, and just being willing to listen to that inner guidance as well as the human guidance and the divine guidance, and knowing that they each have something different and unique to offer us. And that's part of the reason we have this energy body, is so that we have different avenues of experiencing the one.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much. Because when you first started talking about that, um, the lower chakras, and you started with what do they have to say, how are they going to to guide us, basically. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm so used to going into that from a place of clearing, but actually when I went into it from a place of just tapping in and listening, it was incredible strength and connection, and this immense Earth Mama wisdom, and this really deep trust in divine orchestration and timing and everything, that just felt so incredibly nourishing and grounding. So I really appreciate beginning there. It's very nice. All right. So we are going to be opening for Q&A. Thank you again. We are going to be opening for our Q&A and discussion. Before I close out the recording, I do want to say I hope you've gotten the messages through social media or the emails. Next week, we are going to do a tapping into the mycelial network and the underground communication of all plant life, and how that blankets the earth and the wisdom in it. And I made a suggestion to watch the documentary Fantastic Fungi, and I have watched it last night. It was absolutely fabulous. So if you have a chance between now and next week, watch that. It's available on all the streaming channels, and there's, I think, a slight, $3 or $4 rental fee. So I hope you can watch it. But it was, I mean, it's just an incredible movie, and an incredible, like we opened this up talking about our place in the cosmos, and that's like our place in the Earth ecosystem, and in our connection with that. I think there's so much, just as last week we tapped into the like incredible mysteries and divine wisdom within the the multi-generational life cycle, the intergenerational life cycle of the monarch butterfly. The next week we're going to tap into the mycelial. This week it's about our connection with the balance of the solar system, and the cosmos, and mirrored in our bodies, and finding that balance in ourselves and that connection. So next week we're going to tap into the mycelial, and that communication system, and the wisdom and the support and the nurturing of the planet. So if you get a chance, watch that movie, Fantastic Fungi. Just the photography in it is beautiful. And, oh gosh, Louis Schwartzberg, I believe is his name, that did the photography. He's the filmmaker, and he did the photography, and Paul Stamets is in it. So that's absolutely beautiful. So be sure to watch that and join us next Sunday. If you are listening to the recording, you're invited to join us live every Sunday at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. You can find information for joining us live at communityforconsciousliving.com. communityforconsciousliving.com. And when you sign up to receive the reminders and replays, you'll, of course, receive the reminders and the replays, and you get 2 free gifts. One is a one sheet that you can download. It's the 10 spiritual principles of our human existence, who we are, what this earth journey is about, why we're here, and how we can, God willing, make the most of our time here. And it also comes with a 15-minute downloadable guided meditation that I hope you'll make a part of your daily practice to help you to connect with that pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion that is the core of your being. All right, and with that, I thank you again, Kathy. I thank you, everybody, for being here. I thank you, people, for listening on the recording, and we'll be closing the recording now and opening for Q&A.